Life is like a box of chocolates. Every option is bad for you. No matter which walk of life you take, it will never be a straightforward path to happiness. The only guarantee is that each path will be riddled with sadness and pain. Anohana, the classic Christmas time rewatch along the likes of School Days and Kiss Sis. The flower we saw that day follows our main protagonist Jintan, who currently suffers from hallucinations. He wakes up one morning only to find out his deceased best friend from many, many moons ago, Menma, is suddenly alive. Except, he's the only one who can see her. As we see, her death was a life-altering moment, not only for Jintan, but for the rest of the Super Peace Busters. Amaru, Popo, Tsuruko, Yukiatsu, and of course, our pair Jintan and Menma. What was once a tight-knit friend group of 6, after one horrific incident, turned into a group of 5 individuals with nothing but regret and distaste for each other. In terms of the 5 stages of grief, the gang is in perma-depression limbo, unable to take the extra step to acceptance. Coping, as the all-trusty Urban Dictionary defines it, a cope, or coping mechanism, is a psychological strategy whereby someone rejects a harsh truth and adopts a less disturbing belief instead. For one person facing difficulty, a simple day to cool off and reflect on their actions is enough. For others, the comfort in smelling piss-filled baby diapers is what gets them going. Odd how the human brain works, huh? Everyone copes in different ways. What is seemingly successful for one person may not be successful for another. A piece of advice I try and live by. Have you ever had a solid goal? Let's say you're a League of Legends addict, spending all your waking hours grinding for that infamous gold rank, only to reach it and realize it's not as satisfying as you once thought. Have you ever wanted to bust a fatty so bad only to experience intense levels of post-nut clarity? Your brain tricks you into heightening your sense of emotions all the time. This applies not only to desires, but to problems you encounter in life as well. Have you ever received a bad mark in school and thought your life was over? Have you ever gotten into a heated argument with a friend only to realize days or even hours after it wasn't a big deal in the first place? In the heat of the moment, your brain is heightening your current emotions, so taking a step back, understanding that your current emotions aren't as serious as you perceive them as, is generally a good step to coping with issues. Also, did I say earlier that the gang is in perma-depression limbo? Nah, G, Yukiatsu is still in denial. So in denial, his coping mechanism is dressing in a one-piece white dress, blue ribbon, and a long white wig, just like Menma to psych himself out. And that is where Menma steps in. Before she passed away, she had one wish. Was it to kill the entire squad of Super Peace Busters so that they can all live together in harmony once again? She doesn't remember. All we know is that to bring reality back to normalcy, Jintan must grant Menma's wish and send her back to her resting place with peace and mind. Was her wish to go see the Super Peace Busters home base one last time? No, it's not as simple as that. Was her wish finding a specific, very rare Pokemon in a video game? No, she didn't come down from the heavens to spend hours finding a rare Pokemon. That should have been obvious, Jintan. Are you even trying? No. Her final wish, as they come across written in her diary, was that she wanted the Super Peace Busters to launch a rocket high into the heavens holding a letter directed to Jintan's mom, who passed away long before Menma. Picture this. A group of 5 individuals who have a strong distaste for each other are working together to fund this rocket for the sake of their childhood friend Menma, who don't even know if she's 100% there or not. For all they know, their old pal Jintan could be a schizophrenic lunatic making these stories up. So when the rocket flies high into the sky, explodes into powder, and Menma is still there, their true feelings come out. Anaru, wanting to send Menma to heaven so that Jintan can focus on her more. Yukiatsu, in love with Menma, was jealous that she would pick to be seen only by Jintan. Tsuruko, in love with Yukiatsu that if Menma went to heaven and Anaru got with Jintan, he would be all for herself. Young Popo, experiencing PTSD as on that fateful day, he saw the tragedy that occurred and felt as if it was his duty to send her to heaven. And with their true feelings identified, tears flowing left, right, and center, the mutual understanding that each one of them had ulterior motives as to why they were trying to help Menma, she begins to disappear. Why? Because her true wish was one that she shared with Jintan's late mother, to make Jintan cry not just for the sake of crying, but tears that signify acceptance that what is done, and to move on with his life without having these past experiences hold him back. And with that, the remaining group of 5 rekindle their friendship, advancing their life with the knowledge that their deep-seated problems from one terrible incident can now be the basis of their growth. This is one of the greatest examples I've found in anime that strongly drives home the theme of mistakes are the foundation of growth. You hear it all the time. Mistakes are meant to be made. What does that even mean? As I said in the intro, the only guarantee in life with any decision you make is that it would be riddled with pain. Your experiences dictate the person you will become, and the more you do, the more opportunities you will have to make valuable mistakes. The Super Peacebusters, their mistake was believing that they were being held back due to the lingering feelings they had of Menma all those years ago, but once clarity emerges, we can see an entirely new and mature side of each individual. So, life advice. Hey, don't call me a doctor, but your brain, for the most part, don't stop maturing until the age of 25. What that means is by the age of 25, mentally, you are who you are until the end of life. That's it. No takesies backsies. If you don't like who you are by the age of 25, hey, I'm sorry, better luck next time. So, it's important to discover who you are, find aspects of your personality you want to change, and learn to change them. It just means, naturally, you most likely will not have a change of attitude. Most changes in attitude past this point lay in midlife crises. You might have chronic laziness, then one unfortunate day, your mother passes away. You might be a 1-pack-a-day cigarette smoker until the day you're admitted into a hospital. These type of midlife crises drastically change your state of mind, where you are more likely to make a positive decision and stick to it, altering your mental maturity and experiencing positive growth. Hell, even me saying this might be the motivation you need to take that extra difficult step into objectively analyzing your current state of life. The flower they saw that day came in the flourishing form of Menma, solving their deeply seated problems, allowing them to grow strongly not only as individuals, but as great friends too. The flower you missed that day, yesterday, the other day, or in 10 days are the mistakes you failed to make by remaining within arm's length of your comfort zone.